Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. It is CryptoNovo behind the Twitter handle of NFT NYC. I want to first of all thank them for giving me tons of opportunity in this space. Very so much as I like to give opportunity to my friends, one of which being, as you just heard there, Spotty Wi-Fi, which that is an NFT that I owned and I'm using for the rights of using it because it's cool. And that is the 8-bit dominant version of I'm Spotty, perfect for, the pixelated art that I enjoy myself. There again, I am CryptoNovo, and my origin stories stem from mic dropping at NFT NYC, and not from a musical performance by any means, but just trying to inspire others by being an active participant. Joining me up today as speakers and co-hosts, but we can all be co-hosts here, Avery Piper, a good friend from work. As we worked back in the day, both of us used to work at Vayner3 back when it was Vayner NFT. Now we are off entrepreneuring on ourselves, but coming full circle because back again, NFT NYC is where we'll be meeting again. We also have Larry Deskevnik, and he has just recently interviewed me at NFT Oasis in the metaverse there, which we created a Novoverse. And again, a friend meeting up at NFT NYC events in New York and NFT NYC in London. And also a friend that goes way back in the day from when all this crypto madness has happened, Spotty Wi-Fi. And that's what you heard there, playing tunes. And that's what I'm trying to do, is bring out and present different aspects of people in this Web3 space. And we're not going to keep everyone here very long, so I believe Spotty might be traveling in a car, and we are busy bees here. So I want to start off with trying to go around with 3 questions. One, obviously, who you are real quick. Then also your best experience so far with NFT NYC. And mine has ranged from multiple facets, but my best experience is just networking with friends and going back to NFT NYC 2021, where essentially I signed up to be a speaker kind of just to get out of the house. And if you guys can relate back to the times of the COVID era when NFTs were booming, everything was circulating, and that was one of the first weekends that you can actually get out of the house. And it was pretty much the weekend after Halloween when you can finally get on a flight somewhat. You need to have an event, which was NFT NYC. And it was the first time actually getting to meet and hang out with a lot of people you spent hours and hours with in the Web3 world. So for me, being a crypto punk, trying to network and stream as many of my friends, artists as possible, my best experience was that first time at NFT NYC 2021, where I got to meet a lot of my friends up here. Avery, you want to take it away and a little bit about yourself and your best experience at NFT NYC up to date?
I would love to, Novo. Thanks so much for having me on. I definitely hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, I definitely feel like 2021 was certainly my, first of all, being my introduction to this space early in 2021 and kind of transitioning to get-togethers, like you were saying, and kind of wanting to get out of the house. It was certainly something that I needed and really one of the things I guess highlights for me, obviously, meeting you as a friend and also a colleague and a coworker. It was really nice to see how you operated and how many people you connected with and kind of how you established your brand. Something really inspiring for me. And I guess some of the takeaways when I was at NFT NYC originally, I was kind of responsible for picking up a bunch of passes for our other coworkers, other speakers who are on our team. And that was a lot of fun because I got to really see the full scope of how many people were there, and kind of was eye-opening for me because there were so many people from different fields. And I kind of recognized right away, Web3 is going to be touching everything throughout the world. Just a matter of time before it is incorporated with with everything. So yeah, I think that's kind of my highlight. But I'm a founder of 214, which is a t-shirt project, which I can get into a little later. But I'll definitely love to hand it off. Novo, if Larry wants to speak, or Spotty.
Larry or Spotty, questions being would be, a little bit about your best experiences within the NFT NYC space or community at one of the events, or possibly spaces, something along those lines.
Sure. Hey, everybody, it's Larry, and thank you guys. And my apologies to Avery, who I've been reposting, but we've never met. I met Mike, and Spotty's a homie, and Crypto. So sorry to leave you off the, hey, join us. So I always like to give credit. I'm a songwriter, producer, everybody from the Beach Boys, Bono, David Bowie, Ricky Martin, Sean Lennon, Bad Company, lots of people, especially rock and rollers. And my favorite experience was similar to you. I came in November 2021. First night I was at a party, I met Few Oshas. I took a picture, and like NFT NYC posted the picture on their main flagship, and I'm like, geez, I just got here. Like, I've been here one day, and they're like posting a picture of me. So what that made me feel was, it wasn't like some of these spaces are like the cool kids in high school at the one table in the lunchroom, and the rest of us like around them. Like, suddenly I felt welcomed in by the top brass at NFT NYC. And I went to the town hall, and I went backstage because I have a press pass, and the organizers, Jody and Cameron, were like, hey, why don't you just come on stage with us? Who's? Oh, we have Jimmy Wales, founder of Wikipedia. And who's next? Oh, Alexis Ohama and Larry. Why don't you just come out on stage and join us? And, my friends were in the audience. They came as an attendee. And suddenly, like, I'm walking out on stage at the town hall, which, if you don't know from New York, is like an iconic theater that seats several thousand. And they were like, how the hell did he get on stage? And the spirit that they had of inclusion and generosity was unbelievable. And I just felt instantly like, this is family. This is more than just like a conference where you go to, share an idea or sell something or meet people. It's bigger than that. So I will let Spotty take the mic from here.
Hey, everybody. Man, I have so many amazing memories and times where NFT NYC gave me a platform. So it's hard to pick one, but, I would say the coolest moment for me to this day was my first NFT NYC, which was, I think, late October of 2021. And I had just sold my Genesis collection as an album NFT. And I was trying so hard to book a show. I actually doxed shortly before NFT NYC, and I was trying to find a way to perform, somewhere to perform. And I was nominated for the best use of NFTs for the music industry. And that was really something I was proud of too, because my community nominated me. And we were actually the only artist that was nominated that year. It was me and 4 music NFT platforms. And so we got to kind of represent the artists, and we ended up winning, which was really cool. And it was incredible, actually. It was incredible. Like, I didn't book a show, but I had, sort of made history a couple months before, and we won the award. And then I ended up finding a way to perform. I ended up performing on top of a retro-fitted school bus with a makeshift stage and a PA system on the roof, and we just crashed parties around New York. And so I was thinking about those memories when Mike Mongo was saying earlier on Spaces that, NFT NYC is something where you figure out a way to get involved, or you don't have to, but I did, and I'm paraphrasing what Mike was saying, but we found a way to get involved, and the community supported me, and NFT NYC has supported me ever since then. I mean, I've been able to perform at crazy, I forget the name of the venue in London, and and getting to be on stage at Radio City Music Hall with you, Novo, and with Beskar and others. It's been amazing. But that first trip was incredible because I felt like, it's nice to get acknowledgement, and it's nice to get acknowledgement from the biggest conference in the space.
The Queen Elizabeth II Center, the QE2 Center, and yes, that was awesome and dope. And that is a major point to what NFT NYC has been doing, has been giving opportunities for a wide range of people within the space, the Web3 space, that is, to make a name for themselves, whoever that alien, ape, or zombie may be, and talk about it from any range. And the actual power panel that is presented in front of you was actually thought of a while back, before I lost a majority of, if not all of my NFTs. And the thought process on it is talking about people at different stages of their careers in retrospect to the Web3 world, where we have, good friend, coworker, former coworker, Avery Piper, who is just starting, fashion, clothing, something that he's inspired by. But he was going to be documenting the whole process of this. Well, through evolution, we have someone to actually document it. NFT NYC, my gallivants throughout it. So it frees up Avery to have time to work on his passion project. It also catches back up with what Spotty Wi-Fi has had the opportunity to do with being able to get on stage at NFT NYC 2022 on a panel at Radio City Music Hall, trying to get him perform. And who knows, maybe we can get him to perform this year at the Javits Center. And then leading that into where Larry says, where it's very accepting in the space, where it's someone who has been at the forefront of entrepreneurship in the music world, in the rock world, with major bands, major bandwidth as well. I mean, he has friends upon friends that can take care of people, and how that has been brought into this new Web3 world. And then hearing Mike's inspiration, as we spoke earlier in it, maybe we can pass the mic to him. But I want anyone listening right now, and that little purple pill on the bottom is, what are your best experiences with NFT NYC? Even if you've never been, it could have been an inspirational tweet, a speaker that you're going to come and see. Then also retweet the room, be an active participant, get more people in here, because these are the same people that we're going to be talking with. Man, it's about 2 weeks away. That's crazy how fast time flies. Speaking of time, space continuum, Mike, you don't have to actually talk about that, but talk a little bit about yourself and what is the best experience for you so far at an NFT NYC event.
CryptoNovo, first of all, I love you. I get to tell you that, man. I mean, like, every time I hear your voice now, after everything that we've been through this past season, I'm cheering you. Look at it's great to hear you back and in front of all of us, my champion. I love your smile. I love your style. I love your way of being. You represent us well. Another thing, while we're up here, I get to champion my Spotty Wi-Fi. Like Spotty Wi-Fi is blowing up so big right now. I don't even think that he knows it, and that's important. That's important to share. Like, I love being present for these moments where, hold on, my headset's ducking out. Let me switch to regular vocals. Oh, let's see if I did it.
You're sounding loud and clear so far. You're good.
Okay,
I hear you loud and clear, my friend.
Right, yes. So I've got to be present at these moments before, where somebody like Spotty Wi-Fi blows up, like that moment before it happens. I love that prescient moment. And I saw Spotty Wi-Fi. Spotty, I saw your video. I messaged you about this. The one where you're recording it at Death Row Records. And that, when I saw you there, like, it's not like being in the building is the thing. It's how you felt in the building. I could see it. You belong. And that's when I realized, oh man, like we got
100%. Put those 100%s up. He 100% belong, man.
I mean, we got to
Rite of passage
for the advent of spotty Wi-Fi. That's a thing. Like that jam, the whole deal. Like I was born and raised in hip hop. Like what is Bane says, like you adopted it, dog. I was born in it. That's how I am with hip hop. And when I saw that, what? Like I was at my house cheering. And that's what NFT NYC is for me. Is that we, all of these titans, everybody here, you in this room, all of us, everybody here, look around, take a screenshot. I always take a screenshot of these rooms. Then you can say I was there. And then there was that time that guy Mike Mongo got up on stage and said, "Oh yeah, this room is going to have titans in it, and then next year they're going to be on top." Look around right now. Who's in this room right now? Tomorrow will be a Frank the Gods or whoever, Satoshi. Names are names. Don't tell me, show me. So when I see somebody like Spotty Wi-Fi, grab the mic and take it, because in my tradition, in the hip hop I was raised in, if you got it, bring it. That's how it is. If you've got it, bring it. And that's the game. And so when we're at NFT NYC, like when we're walking around, I mean, like you just bump into people and suddenly you've established a relationship that will be for the rest of your life. There's going to be two kinds of people: those who went to NFT NYC 2023 and those who didn't. That's it, really. Mark my words right here, right now. There's going to be two kinds of people: those who went to NFT NYC 2023 and those who did not. And then a lot of times you'll see the people that didn't go and they'll regret it. And then you'll see people who didn't go or won't go or are knowing they're not going to go or not making that commitment, because it's a commitment. If you think that I got here with this ability to speak and share with you by not leaning into the discomfort, I'm here to correct you. It's never easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That's the secret. When I got in the space industry, I did it by calling up a buddy and I said, look, it's 2008. This is jumping back 15 years. It's 2008. They're breaking ground at Spaceport America in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And Richard Branson said he's going to have a spaceship company. I want to be there. I don't have the coin right now. Can you front me? And my pro said yes. And because of that titan, I'm here today standing in front of you. Like, CryptoNovo says, what's the number one memory of NFT NYC? I'm not in a competition when I say I got you all beat. But it was last year when I got selected to be a commercial crew astronaut on stage at NFT NYC. I've trained for the past 8 months with the first humanoid robot AI training as an astronaut. Like, I've got to ride on the big rides. I've done 3 rounds of 0G. I'm about to go on the centrifuge that spins people around. They pass out and vomit at the same time. My buddy Chris Dombrowski, who went up on Inspiration 4 in 2021 rather. I get to go on that. I'm going to get to do the Hewitt helicopter underwater evacuation training, where they take a crane, push you underwater in a box. You got to get out of your belt, kick out the window, and survive 3 times. I get to do that because of Web 3. And that happened at NFT NYC. And I can tell you this, I'm going to be at NFT NYC. CryptoNovo is going to be at NFT NYC. You know where I met CryptoNovo? NFT NYC. You know where I met Spotty Wi-Fi? NFT NYC. You know where I met Larry? NFT London. Put on by NFT NYC. It was not simple for me to get here. It was not easy. It was simple. I got to lean into the discomfort. I invite everybody to do that. That's the only way forward for anything that you want to do. When every single thing I do, every single thing, I'm a full-grown adult, and I know the formula now. Do what I love with who I love and help others. And if anything embodies that more than NFT NYC, trust I would be there, or I am. Last thing I want to share. He said, I was just on the main stage at NFT LA last week with Spotty and all kinds of titans and all the people who showed up. And then there was all these people who, before it happened, said, I don't know, I'm uncertain. And then they saw the pictures afterwards. Oh my Google, my people, be present, be part of this story, be part of the narrative. If we have the opportunity to listen to those who FUD and doubt and say no, and we have the opportunity to listen to the ones who are up here championing and celebrating you, and that's me. And by the grace of good, I hope I get to meet you at NFT NYC if I haven't met you yet. And I promise I'll stop time when I see you. My name is Mike Mongo. I'm so honored to be here. Pow, pow, pow.
It's going to move us on to our next question. And I'll start off with the answer, or my answer to it, that is what do you personally want to get out of NFT NYC 2023? And, you know, for me, lots has changed in the past couple months. Mike can attest to it. I mean, probably years ago that the fascination of a human going into space was relatively non-existent, but through recent technologies, you know, humans are allowed to go in space. With Web3 technology, there's ways to fund it to get there. Same thing in the music industry. From what Larry has seen through his years of work in the music industry to what Spotty Wi-Fi is now paving for the music industry. And now Avery Piper, which we can see, which we can see coming in, what he's trying to accomplish in NFT NYC this current year. You know, from first it was from documenting me and my travels on and in stage to now curating clothing for a really cool concept, which will be present at NFT NYC, and stuff that we can see and track and where it goes. So being an active participant is what I'm going to do as far as giving back to the friends and the friends that have gotten me here, as far as making a name for myself. And CryptoNovo isn't anything without the followers that have hit the like button, have retweeted, that have been there when I've been on stage, that have been there when I've had other people come into different metaverse platforms to speak. Avery, do you want to talk us a little bit about what you're personally trying to get out of NFT NYC 2023?
Yeah, I would love to. I think that's an amazing point you made. It's like, I think, well, for me personally, what's nice about this year is I really have like an objective in my head, which is like really around the t-shirt project that I have. But I think even more so, like on a grander scale, in terms of like having people interested in these t-shirts, I do really want to meet people who are like-minded in terms of like where they want to see the space go. I think it's really important and healthy to have conversations around, maybe some good and bad practices of projects in terms of like being transparent to people who own them, and being creative and not depending financially, like it being not a financial move, but really like trying to move the space in a certain direction. So I feel like those conversations are really what I'm craving. And generally I am obsessed with, this whole idea of creating. The reason I made my project is kind of like to be purposefully an antithesis to a lot of what I think projects have done, which is like, make 10,000, 20,000, 15,000 of a collection that kind of brings the same type of value to people, and sometimes even charges holders for, t-shirts or hoodies characteristically after they've already bought the NFT. Like for me, I really wanted to flip that completely, where the t-shirt would be the utility. The t-shirt is like a hand-drawn, one-of-one wearable piece of art. It's part of a larger story, and it also has a seed word from a seed phrase on the inside that leads to a wallet. and also is going to be an NFT, which is delivered later this year, which will help just track ownership and give access to the third set, or rather the second set of t-shirts. So like just the whole idea of like really flipping the thing completely and doing it from a standpoint of like it not being financial, where like I need the project to succeed for it to work. For me, what I love here is like I have full ownership of this thing. I can like really connect with people, and it's not about making money this year. It's about literally connecting and making like really, really, really impactful relationships. Because I think that's the only thing that's ever helped me in my life, especially Novo, like as it pertains to you, is just like the fact that we were able to meet when we were able to meet, and the fact that you've just connected so many people and been such a big part of uplifting people in the space is like, that's what I'm going after. So I hope that gives some context. But yeah, super excited for a couple of weeks from now.
It is great, gives great context, and even to what Mike alluded to before at NFT London, is it is global. So if you weren't able to maybe make it to New York because you lived, maybe overseas in the European Union, or or it may be closer for you to go to NFT London. If you're closer to New York, it might be closer to go there. So like that's what they're trying to do collectively with NFT New York, NFT London as an entire movement, because it is conferences where you can hyperdrive communication, talk with people, and sometimes having it the good old fashioned IRL in real life is the best way of doing it. And one of the reasons why I kind of reached out to Larry is just because how he was dressed, very like-minded in the dress, very colorful, very similar to how I dress in as my CryptoPunk, or my son dresses me as my CryptoPunk. But Larry, what are you looking to get out of this year's NFT NYC?
Well, thanks, Novo, and I'll try to keep it tight because we have a lot of people on stage and a lot to go through. But for me, this is like a graduation of 20 years. You know how people go to college, and at 4 years, it's a milestone day. I produced David Bowie in the year 2002, and it's a recording that never was released, and I own the rights to the recording. So we're going to be launching it on NFT NYC on the main stage, and it is a 20-year journey that is finally going to be shared with fans and people all over the world. And I couldn't be, for me, this is like not just attending a conference. It's like, it's a combination of a dream come true because I'm a fan. I carry water buckets humbly behind a great artist like Bowie. And we're going to put it out, and it's going to come out on Gala Music. And today, Gala Music, which has people like Snoop Dogg, has done drops there, BT, who's a beloved artist in the crypto and Web3 space. Today, they're going from beta to alpha, and people can join up. And that at NFT NYC, we're going to be releasing the Bowie thing. And I think it's going to be, and the publicists and marketing people will hate me for letting the cat out of the bag, but I think we're just going to offer it for free to people who want it. And anyone who wants to pay, it's like pay what you feel like. And the money goes to the Grammy charity Music Cares, which helped 37,000 musicians last year who couldn't afford their health insurance or their rent, or they lost jobs because the club closed or the Broadway show was shut down over COVID. So it's going to launch in a feel-good kind of explosion. And I'm thrilled. And we've kind of held this back to share the news and to kind of make the official announcement then, but I'm making it now as a sort of teaser. And I'm both a fan and just humbled behind the opportunities now. So it's a 20-year journey. There'll be a David Bowie drop. I think we're going to even try to grab some of the NFTs and just randomly airdrop them into attendees coming to NFT NYC. And it's something rare and special that's never been released before. So it's a birthday party and a coming out party for me as a music producer, and I couldn't be more thrilled.
I have a Gala node, and I saw the transactions of switching over to the out of beta into actually formative, and it's really cool to follow and track and just kind of see how music is going to be changed, and almost like a pay there. I mean, it could possibly, I have no idea, just thoughts like getting paid to listen to good music rather than the other way around, and actually having the artist getting paid for the work that they've done. But it's just like awesome to hear because I get to sit in meetings with you, Larry, other MCs that are associated with NFT NYC, and you did kind of snicker some tidbits of that information in prior meetings, and it's awesome to hear that's uh, coming into full vision here.
Yeah, I'm a big mouth, so don't tell me any secrets about like government or politics. But you know, the people at Gala, like what you just said, and I'll give up the mic in 1 second. I know we have a lot to do here, but the fact that they're so generous, Gala Games is well funded. They didn't go take outside money. They're really looking to be the place for filmmakers. David Bianchi is another actor who has NFT projects. I met at VCon. He's doing a feature film right now that was funded by a DAO that they launched. And Gala Films, Gala Music really wants to be the place for artists. I know there are many, and they're adding what they're doing. But as you said, they're willing to actually help people who are listening and spreading the word benefit from it more than we're going to airdrop you, you know, a picture of a hummingbird or something that is great, but you know, what do you use it for? I think that they're switching, and I'm glad you see them switching over. It's for me a transformative moment, and it just shows how Web3 is badass and rock and roll, and old is new again. So I defer to the next speaker.
Spotty or Mike, any thoughts on what you guys or personally want to get out of NFT NYC coming up here in just almost a couple of days? We're at 2 weeks, but we'll call it just a couple of days.
Well, I would say for me, it's a big week because I have a song dropping on April 12th. I have a song with Jim Jones, who is a legendary rapper from New York, from Harlem, from the Dipset. So I have a couple really fun shows planned. A couple that I'll be announcing in the next few days. I have a block party that I'm performing at in the Bronx, you know, the birthplace of hip hop, on Friday the 14th. And then I'm giving my first ever keynote, you know, my first ever solo talk this year at NFT NYC on April 12th, where I'll be talking about the future of music. I will be talking about gamification as a big part of that. Speaking of Gala and other platforms like that. So it's going to be a big week for me, but really I'm, I mean, these events to me are the Super Bowl for me. You know, I look at all these events and I try to figure out how I can make the biggest impression. And this year I think it's going to be really, really special because I am launching a new song with an absolute cultural pillar of New York hip hop, and it's the 50th year hip hop anniversary. I may have some other surprises in mind, but it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Man, outstanding. And you have metaverse stuff going on today with Fat Metaverse Fashion Week. I'm actually trying to send wearables out to everyone, but the on Decentraland to send wearables, there's so many of them that are there's a lot of action going on in Decentraland. So just like high gas fees for sending wearables, it slows down. So I got a couple of them out. I'm trying to squeak them out here and there when there's availability within the Polygon network to get people those Novo NFT NYC wearables from a tweet earlier today. Up on the pinned tweet right now, we're actually live video in Spaces here on NFT NYC, where I'm able to take over the Twitter handle and just kind of put content out there for what NFT NYC means to me. And it means a lot because it helped get my CryptoPunk back with a lot of the people that I met at these different events. Mike, what do you personally looking to seek to get out of NFT NYC 2023? We could put a hashtag in front of that.
I'm a what can I bring to the party? What can I bring to the show? Kind of player.
Hey, it's time to get selfish. Even if you go to the Super Bowl party and you maybe like, I don't know, buffalo chicken dip, you can bring it yourself and eat it yourself. But there's always something that you're going to bring to the table as well. I mean,
nothing but love, then, pro. Nothing but love.
So, so then we'll go on to the next question here. The best piece of advice for someone that is possibly going, or maybe wants to experience and can't go, but maybe someone's going, maybe as a speaker, maybe as whatever you can do as for advice, is best advice for someone going to NFT NYC 2023. Even if you can't get in the front door. I mean,
I got this. Oh yeah, okay. First of all, if you need to get in the front door, DM me. Secondly, if you here's the game. I was just talking with Ian Utilli, one of the co-founders, this morning about this. He asked me pretty much the same question, and the question is what's the best advice for someone showing up who's new? Because there's going to be a bunch of people who's showing up and new at NFT NYC, and bear this in mind, fam, is that last year, January a year ago, I was there when Gabe Weiss said this sentence, and this is pre-Stoics. Like he said, if you're here now, you're early. And if you're here 3 years from now, January last year, you're early. So we still got 2 years. Everybody is early. When I got this student I work with, her name is Alyssa Carson. She has 750,000 followers on IG. Teen astronaut. She's now post-teen. She's in college. And I get to introduce her to young students all the time. This powerful figure. And she constantly reminds people of this. No, informs. And I'm going to share it here right now. And you're there. When you're there, tell everybody who you are. Tell the waitress. Tell the Uber driver. Tell the door person. Check in on the door person. Introduce yourself. We all have that natural inhibition. I shouldn't be here. Imposter syndrome. It's called imposter syndrome. There's a lie that lives inside every one of us. Everybody up on stage, everybody here, we all can validate that. Spotty Wi-Fi didn't come out of the womb with a mic on his hand. He worked and earned it. I'm telling you the truth. And this is true for all of us. That natural inhibition, it keeps us alive. It keeps us from falling off cliffs. And then we get to a place where we're ready to take a bigger leap. Tell everybody who you are and what you are doing. When you are there, saddle up to anyone. You see somebody that you want to talk to, somebody who inspires you, the worst thing that you're going to get is ignored or a no. And you will be able to survive that. Better yet, if you find that, maybe somebody's busy, maybe they got something going on, who knows? And maybe they're going to notice you for the first time. And maybe you're going to get a mentor or an ally. I can tell you from personal experience, that's how it is for me. I've been in conferences and I've been at hotels and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm like comfortable. I got to get out of that comfort. I know why I'm there. I know I'm putting that coin on the table. I know what I'm spending that dollar. So I get out, I make my feet work, I put my clothes on, I leave the room, and I put myself in the game. Be present. Introduce yourself. Say hi. You don't need to be pushy. You don't have to be aggressive. You can be forward. You can introduce yourself in a way that says, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, and learn from it. Just do that. Just trust yourself. Trust yourself. And then watch what happens. In a word, magic. That's my answer, CryptoNovo.
I put right up there, grateful for the opportunity. It's on the tweet. It's actually an NFT NYC's. That is me in front of Radio City Music Hall just minutes before hopping on stage with Spotty Wi-Fi. And I am a walking billboard. And I can tell right away through my clown nose and big shades if people want to be approached or they don't care for what I'm doing. And I can read that within 5 seconds, probably less milliseconds of when someone makes eye contact with how I dress. And I am an approachable person, and that's what I try to be. If I had to attribute within my attribute classes, it would be approachability. And so be that approachable person if that's what you want to do. And that's what I'm kind of proud of Avery Piper, is having that approachable aspect of it. So I guess one of the tidbits that I'll put in there is best suggestion for someone going to NFT NYC. Or even if you can't, you're tweeting and following along, is be an active participant and say hi to someone. Avery Piper, what's your best suggestion for someone going there? Because, you're a seasoned veteran now. This is your third go around at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's so funny you say that. Yeah, I certainly feel like, this space especially, you sometimes can feel like everybody has an opinion and everybody has a really strong opinion. And sometimes when you first enter here, you're like, dang, like, do I even understand what this is? Like, I think there's a lot of, especially when I started, I certainly didn't feel as confident as I do now. So I'd say, like, really truthfully, like, for anybody who's going to NFT NYC, like, really just bring your whole self. Like, actually bring every element of your experience that you've had in life. I think we get used to being in professional environments where maybe you can't say something, or you can't talk about this thing that happened, or like just generally like things that aren't I guess kosher, or like, in my opinion, Web3 is totally open and should remain open in a way where people can have conversations about anything and really can take value from anything. So it's important to feel like, as much as maybe you're new to this space, or feel like you're not a vet, or you don't have a project, or whatever the context or reason is that you wouldn't feel confident in that space, like, if you really bring everything that you are, I think you immediately bring a new level and a new value to people who have been here forever. So that's something that I always keep with me, is like just bringing everything that I have and all of my experience, and really like being confident in who I am and just the things that I've done and been through, and just having that be on full display, especially with people who also want to share their stories. So yeah.
There was NFT NYC last year on a Vayner panel, which I no longer work for, but I handed out QR codes that linked into applications for Vayner 3. And that actually linked into someone who actually got a job there and still working there. And that's what it is. That particular alien apes or zombies, she said when she started working there, she's like, "Do you remember me?" And I'm just like, "I'm sorry, I don't." She's like, "I grabbed one of those QR codes off of you right after you mic dropped on stage." And I felt bad, but I'm like, hey, I gave out like 100 of these things. And I'm like, you were an active participant and you actually earned a job from setting yourself apart. She goes, actually, that's what led to the job, or she got it. And she was an active participant and was in the space and, saw what was going on. We'll go over to Larry. Larry, one thing that you suggest someone going to NFT NYC brings, maybe it's something they bring too,
Well, first of all, I have a life philosophy, which is giving precedes getting. So if you're going to NFT NYC looking to extract, like network and make contacts and not give anything, you'll find a quantum result by showing up with your glasses like Mike's turned upside down with, what can I add to the community here? And I showed up as a reporter for a magazine in late November 2021, and was posting on my own Twitter about how wonderful it was and the people I met. And I was suddenly felt like this is how it works in life, not just in a conference. You mentioned Ian before, talking to Ian, or Mike did, and Ian just showed up with a video camera on the first one and just started filming people, like giving interviews. So I would suggest that people show up and think about what you can do to make the community shine brighter, and adding your light to their light, and you're going to just fly. And that's what's happened here is everybody here we're not being paid by NFT NYC to be on a Twitter Spaces like some of these sort of communities who pay and chill and all this stuff. We're here because we love it. Like, I love the people I've met. And I do want to add one other thing, which is I want to address the cloud in the sky, which is there have been a lot of people like putting down NFT NYC and slagging it for schedule mix-ups, or oh, it's so big, or it's expensive, this or that. You know something? When you have 15,000 attendees and over 1,500 speakers, stuff happens. It's actually a small, tiny group of people organizing tens of thousands of people. So I would really also recommend patience, because I've been there. I'm sure people on this Twitter Spaces have been there, where somebody doesn't show up or they have the wrong time. And then, you know, it takes one or two people who are just want to like stir the mud to get attention online by going negative. And it's like, it's unfortunate for the thousands of other people who get so much value, who meet someone they start dating, or they get a job, like you just mentioned, Novo, where they suddenly get a QR code and they have a job. Like, so much good happens that I would suggest be patient. If you're scheduled to speak, if you're scheduled to listen to a speaker, if they're not there, if the room changed or something, be patient, because as everyone else said, like Mike did before, we're late to a party that hasn't even started yet. You know, this is the next, you know, chapter of...
We're early.
Yeah, you know, we're late to a party that hasn't started yet, meaning we're really, really early and the party hasn't started yet. So that is my net. Come with the idea of giving precedes getting, and be patient, because we're all in this together.
I started off trying to be approachable by simply just getting stickers, and the stickers were something very simple. It was just my CryptoPunk. I didn't want to put my name on it. I didn't want to put CryptoPunk on it. I wanted people to ask questions to start conversation. And if they wanted to pursue it further, then I knew they were going down that proper path. So it's something this simple like that, just a new age, just business card. And now I'm seeing stickers on the back of people's computers, on their phones, around famous areas. I've put in one up in my entire life, but I've seen them around Wrigley Field, around Soldiers Field. I've seen it down at Margaritaville in Orlando, and it surprises me, and it almost scares me when I see it. Sometimes there. Yes.
You know, I co-founded Obey with Shepard, and how I met you, how I found you, like before I even knew anything about you, is I peeled one of your stickers off of a pole because I thought it was dope, and I put it on. Like I've got Spotty's on my black book, and I got yours on my little phone book. And this is years ago. I don't know if you know this, but I didn't know anything about you. I had no idea, and I pulled your sticker off of a pole and collected it. Pow, pow, pow.
Man, that's hardcore. That's like re-chewing bubblegum almost, like reusing a sticker just because you liked it that much. I mean, that's...
It is not like
re-chewing. I'm trying to be quick-witted over here. I mean, if you had to go for it, you know, you're Mike, you know, what's your best piece of advice for someone that's going to be traveling out to New York this 2023 in a couple of days here? Or so just someone just wants to follow along as well, too.
Wait a minute, didn't I just?
Oh yeah, you started off with that question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I'm co-signing what Larry said. Just like what you bring is what you get. Like that's the game.
For me, things not to forget, bring a backup battery. I'm glad Dario did not. He actually, his phone died, and I gave him the battery that was running my digital backpack. And that friendship right there at NFT London helped get my CryptoPunk back. But, you know, just bring a cell phone that has a larger battery, because you're going to be using that to network with people, to tweet. And that's the whole thing, is amplify ourselves. You know, when Spotty at Wi-Fi is up there on stage performing, you know, get out there and tweet about it. Tweet about that memorable moment that you had when you heard your favorite speaker go on, or when you're on the panel. One thing that I actually do when I'm on panel, and I've been lucky to moderate, so I can kind of ebb and flow through it. But if you're on a panel or you are speaking, take 10 seconds to yourself and take a selfie. And tell everyone, it's like, hey, I'm going to take a selfie. Just retweet it later for me, ladies and gentlemen. 1, those are great pictures. 2, those are great historical moments. One thing I did not do is I did not get a selfie of myself on Radio City Music Hall stage, but the thing of being on a stage that is that size is other people are documenting you. So for the people out there, document others and share that, because that is the amplification effect that is gonna, you know, cancel out any naysayers that are putting those meme tweets out of the one row of empty chairs at a, you know, speaking engagement that no one's at, unfortunately. And sometimes that happens, but what they don't focus in on is the sold out ones that have all the friends enjoying themselves in that space.
At NFT London, when you gave that talk, I was present for it. I saw you. I got the nod from stage, and then was watching it. And then you started to get into the zone. And I hit the record button, and then that's what captured that Guardians of the Galaxy moment. That is like I got goosebumps saying it. Like I was just honored to. We're all in service, in a way, and that's how we show up. And I got to, and then like I had no idea it was going to turn into what it's turned into. That was just a moment. And me being present to it, capturing it, and then here we are, and you've become an embodiment of what we can do together as a community. Your experience has become that, and that when you said we get to be the guardians of the galaxy, this is Web3, this is who we are. We get to stand in a bigger way, and then that turned out to be the thing that it did. And it's just like, wow, this was prescient. So yeah, what you just said, CryptoNovo. Those videos, those moments, and being present to it and realizing I'm just going to hit that button, I'm going to snap this shot, and then celebrate this person, even if it's not me. That is an opportunity for all of us. That's a great suggestion.
Well, though that moment went by so fast, if you didn't capture it, I probably wouldn't have remember. I would have remembered. I remember saying it. I definitely remember all that, but like it wouldn't have been a relivable moment that actually justified a lot of things that went on after that point in my life. There's two people that I invited up as speakers. One is Payman, Studio Payman, who helped with lots of things, getting my CryptoPunk back, including being a CryptoNovo artist that is in the Novo Art Show. Someone who has been to these events, NFT events, and I'll just keep it lighthearted with a simple question before we go on to NFT Cutie, who will be looking by the tag of things. We'll be going to NFT NYC 2023, but maybe some advice for someone that is be going to NFT NYC, NFT NYC. Studio Payment, how's it going?
Hey, GM, CryptoNovo, everybody. Mike, I thought you were going to say your highlight was meeting me in the elevator, but I guess I didn't make the cut. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I have so much love and respect for not just the panelists here, but also everybody in the audience that is just being themselves and, trying to add value to this movement. And Novo, you definitely are the epitome of that. And that's why I jumped on as quick as Dario sent me a DM and, Spotty and everybody else that, kind of worked on that Novo show, and just those 4 days, 3 nights, 4 nights, 3 days that we were like 24/7 on the spaces, and all the people that came in. I guess my best advice would be I encourage everyone to be their authentic selves, and Larry and Mike and everybody else said, add value before you ask for anything. And I think I've been here for almost 2.5 years, and I was at NFT NYC 21 in the November one, and my volunteer curation team, Searchlight, we were one of the main curation teams alongside Christie's, which at the time it blew our minds that just 10 volunteers that curated over 250 artists, and seeing the artwork of all these amazing artists on the screens during NFT NYC. I had the pleasure of meeting Jordy and Cam, and I just feel like so many people that I come across, like Larry, for example. I just met him in LA at War Huddle party, and just like, the more I am involved in the space, the more I feel like we are part of a very special movement here. And like Mike said, you're still very early. However, I really encourage everybody to just jump in and bring their own originality to the table, like Spotty, like Six, for example, my brother who's down there, Dario, and everybody else that is just creating. Or if you're just a collector, if you're a builder, I don't care what you do, as long as you're authentic and you have positivity. I just had the pleasure of meeting Avery on a Zoom call with you, Novo. And so, like, I just feel like we are very lucky to discover this movement together after COVID. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. And I hope that every time I step into a space and I cross paths with anybody, I can add value to them. That's my motto. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to be a part of the community.
Well, you're you're a huge part of helping getting my crypto punk back of as being one of those community members. And up on the tweet up above, there's actual visual. We're actually live streaming this as well on multiple websites, including NFT NYC's website. But it shows the art that you've donated to the Novo GoFund Novo and the Novo Art Show. And it does kind of come back full circle because of the connections that were made at NFT NYC London. And just back again to the Twitter spaces that we held earlier today is just how a phone charger lent to someone at NFT London led to, connecting the dots to getting a CryptoPunk back through fundraising through art. NFT Cutie, your arm is tired from raising it so long. What's up? Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
No, it was all great, and GM everyone. So it's always good to listen to everyone sharing their views around NFTs and events. And I know this is a takeover, but I have some questions for the same. So I have been missing NFT NYC and other events internationally for the past 2 years. I applied the NYC for a link application, and I'm not sure if that would be loaded or not. But I am excited to come there, and I would like to know if there are any. Have you, any one of you, come across any travel grants for the same? So because I'm not in a position to fund my travel right now for this events, and I would like to look out for any opportunities for travel grants for the same, because also I want to attend this event to share my ideas and for the betterment of the current NFT scenarios and whatever projects I want to build in the space for the betterment of NFTs. And so I look forward to the event, even if I will be missing it IRL. I'll try to catch up virtually, because since I've been catching all the international events virtually, so if I have I'll be having difficulties to visit, so the best possible just remains to connect virtually. And yes, I do have ideas and I wish to share them. So these are the these events are the platforms where one gets opportunity to speak, and I always try to contribute in whatever way I can, and try to share my ideas. Like I was building a community for wedding NFTs, and I started wedding DAO. So I think that's a public goods social goods use case for NFTs, and I'm trying to build NFT use case wherein NFT holders will be paid through projects for displaying their NFTs on the social media. So it's just at the early stage. So I'm trying to build a product around the same, and this is what I.
Well, you're handling it the right way now by at least being an active participant, coming in, trying to get to NFT NYC. Best thing for that is just network as best as you can. Like you're saying right now, getting into the Twitter spaces, see who's going, see the networks who are going. I see within one of the tweets at NFT NYC, I know I've cluttered it up a lot with me taking it over. Is in there is they have a whole bunch of different satellite events, and within those different satellite events, they have opportunities to meet other individuals who might be native to the New York area that are looking for a piggyback to join them with their party or whatever they're trying to accomplish within that. Where is it? Right here. 75 community events right here. It's I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Doesn't help you guys that are listening at home, but it was from March 27th, which is yesterday, pretty much a couple hours ago. So it shows the different community and satellite events are there. And a lot of times those community satellite events are the ones that you can reach out to and, see where they are within this NFT community and what they can bring, because some of them might be able to do that. I know Spotty Wi-Fi might need to hop off because I know he had a time frame here at the top of the hour, and then same with you saw Mike Mongo drop off as well at the top of the hour because they both had prior obligations. But I appreciate them for swinging in here on this Tuesday, where NFT NYC was able to give me the handle to take over before the big event here in April, where myself will be on stage, I guess, moderating a panel with power panelist Spotty Wi-Fi, Avery Piper, Mike Mongo, Larry D, and we're going to be just jamming about our experiences in the Web3 world and almost the connective tissue of what we're bringing to the NFT space, but what we want to also get out of the NFT space as well. Because I have some mini agendas as well as getting my friends amplified and seen in the space, very so much so that have been speaking with us today. Avery Piper, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that you really, Nova, I think NFT NYC is better with you in it. And thanks so much for hosting all of us. It's been so much fun. And I think it's such a great segue into us spending time together and having a great panel. Like you say, in a couple of days, it's a couple of weeks, but I think we all can agree that time flies in this space. So it'll feel like a couple of days for sure. But thank you very much, Nova. You really are a magnificent host and person.
Well, I try, and I'm trying to give back. And, this is almost like a live business meeting in a sense of it's almost a precursor of what's going to be happening with our panel on stage, where I want to amplify you guys. And, maybe I'm the ringleader of this 3-ringed or 4-ring circus, but, give entertainment to the people that are there and the people that are listening and inspiration to the people that are listening. And, if it's trying to level up your game that we heard with NFT Cutie, trying to get, other friends out there. If it's Spotty Wi-Fi releasing a song, Larry, you got a song release going too. What are your thoughts going on here?
Well, it's a combination of excitement and fear. No matter how successful a person's been, when you're stepping out on stage for the first time on a tour or a play or movie set, I have no idea what's going to happen. And especially someone like myself, who is very comfortable in the creative space as a lifelong full-time creator, but doing something with Bowie is sacred ground to a lot of people. So there will be I will experience, I'm anticipating haters for the first time, people who don't know me, who say anything that was done after he passed away is BS and bad, and people comparing the song to his other work. So I'm prepared to step into that white hot spotlight that people do go through. I mean, NFT NYC, as I mentioned before, had people deliberately trolling them for no reason except maybe to get attention, like posting a room that there's nobody in, like that before the actual room starts, and just saying, "See, there's nobody here." I'm also bringing up the reality on the ground. We're in a crypto winter, and a lot of people have dropped out. There's been banks failing and exchanges sort of going under. So we are the builders right now. I mean, not to use cliches, but I'm very excited. And I think that the idea of moving forward through fear I always say on the other side of breakdown is breakthrough. And so, as Mike has said, you've said that we're very, very early. I just have to step forward with faith that this work and this love is more powerful than anything else. And again, like it's family. I mean, I think everyone on this call feels that way, and the people who, don't go to NFT NYC are missing out on a really great thing. They're missing out on friendships. They're missing out on making new creative friends, potential business partners, investors. If you're single, you might find your partner. Like, there's opportunity that happens when you show up. And I think just showing up, as a great filmmaker said, is 90% of what makes a success in life happen.
That's a perfect segue into our panel heading, is just active participants and being an active participant. I've tried to be an active participant and bring my friends along for the ride, because it's it's more enjoyable when your friends are there to enjoy the ride. I see it's Gary down listening. Actually, I'm wearing wearables right now. Thanks for the hoodie. There's tons of stuff that are around me that other creative people like to create and distribute. And if it's fashion, if it's a rug, if it's a physical mask, if it's music, if it's art, it's all Web3. It's all brought together with community. You can't spell community without unity. With that being said, I'm going to maybe toss another Spaces on, maybe in 6 or 7 hours later in the night, and get crazy and bring the VR headset on and just come back as CryptoNovo in VR. Nothing too formal, but just want to thank NFT NYC for letting me take over the reins here. If you're thinking about going, it's a great connector right there of getting linked in down there at the Hudson Yards at the Javits Center. Larger location, centralized location, so you don't have to walk yourself all over Times Square. Payman, thanks for tuning in. Spotty Wi-Fi, thanks for tuning in like always. Mike, I know you're not around, you got rugged, but thanks we'll be linking in soon here. Jody from NFT NYC, we've heard his name pop up a couple times, so make sure you get Wingdude at Wingdude in there, and giving him some love, because all these things come together to help us be a community, being an organization, and we're going to keep on growing, and that growth is just going to come, and we're going to onboard as many more people as we can. Michael Bagata, thank you as well. He's given me the Twitter space handle as well. He's helping out with NFT NYC. So anything else for the good of the cause? Go ahead, Larry.
Hey, we got to thank you.
What did I do?
We got to thank you for rallying the troops. Like, everybody's busy. And so you taking the time to bring together what I consider, I just met Avery in LA, but, Mike I met in London, and Spotty I've known through multiple different places and times. He even came and rapped on a song I produced last year. Like, bringing this uniquely diverse group of people together to talk about not just their project, but their aspirations and the things that have come true so far from attending NFT NYC. Like, this is great work that you're doing, and I want to just give a big applause to you, CryptoNovo, for bringing the love, bringing us all together. It's this very special talent, and you really have it. You're a genius at bringing people together.
It's the talent of my CryptoPunk. It's a 5 trait. It has a tassel hat. It has big shades. It has clown nose. It has a hidden trait earring, which most people don't know or can see. And it has visible hidden trait in the black lipstick. And that's what keeps people together. And that's what helps keep this community together, where I'm able to take different meetings. I hop around between 6 or 8 different parties each night for a reason. So I can tell someone from party A, something from party C that went to party D that maybe someone from party E can help them out with in the future. And I don't want anything out of it but to have a better future for all of us. Because at the end of the day, it's what we build, and that's going to leave us as our legacy. And I'm going to leave you with this as a legacy piece that I Am Six has made. Maybe I'll get him on later, and we'll get his thoughts and what he's bringing to the music scene. One of the songs. You ever been to the Novoverse? That's it. Peace it out after this. Thank you, Avery. Thank you, Larry. And thanks again. I Am Six. Just listening there. Hey, that's my line. Stay positive and love life. Peace.